Shabbat Shalom everyone. Welcome to Science Lab. The signs are happening because Jesus is coming. Every day we are looking at some of the great signs that are happening around us. In this episode, we are going to see the signs in Israel.
Israelis voted in their second national election in 6 months on September 17, 2019. Much like the election last April 2019, this election ended with a deadlock. Neither Likud, led by Benjamin Netanyahu, nor Blue and White, led by Benny Gantz, won enough seats in parliament to build a government.
In theory, the path forwarded is actually quite simple. All that needs to happen is for Netanyahu and Gantz, and perhaps Avigdor Lieberman, leader of Israel Beitenu, to configure some sorts of agreement to create a new government. Earlier on September 19, 2019, Netanyahu and Gantz stated publicly that he wants to enter a partnership with the other, creating a so-called national unity government. Sounds like a deal is imminent, right? Don't count on it.
Like so many things in life, putting the theory into practice in Israeli politics is complex, ugly, and painful. It's possible that this is what Israelis can look forward over the next few days, weeks, and even months as their leaders attempt to negotiate some sort of path forward. If the deal-making fails, Israel will have another election, probably early in 2020, the third in 10 months. In a situation like this, it is important to ask, how did we get here? This is an especially acute question to ask of Israel at this moment. The Jewish state is more secure, prosperous, and powerful than at any other time since its creation in 1948. The nation has problems and there are plenty of rooms for improvement, but by virtually every metric, Israel is safer, stronger, and healthier than it was in 2009, when Bibi Netanyahu became the prime minister. Israel's leader is a flawed man, as we all are. He has been accused of corruption and bribery, serious charges that must be lawfully and objectively investigated. He's a shrewd political operator and is known to be ruthless in the pursuit of his ambitions. But look at the facts. Doesn't the evidence indicate Netanyahu's ambitions have been, on the whole, positive for Israel? Why is a man who has made his nation safer, stronger, and wealthier having so much trouble getting re-elected? Since 2009, Israel's per capita gross domestic product has grown by almost 45%, significantly better than most Western nations. Unemployment has remained low, foreign direct investments has reached an all-time high, and Israel's standard of living has significantly improved. Economists refer to the past 10 years as Israel's golden decade. This year, for the third in a row, tiny Israel was ranked the 8th most powerful nation in the world. As impressive as these statistics are, they're not even the most important. Netanyahu's greatest quality, at least to many Israelis, is his resolve to keep Israel safe. The years before Bibi were marked by carnage and suffering. During the Second Intifada, Palestinian suicide bombers killed more than 1,000 Israelis, more than were killed during the Six-Day War. The threat of bus bombs and cafe attacks caused many, especially in Jerusalem, to live in a perpetual state of fear. Terrorism remains an ever-present threat, but over the past 10 years it has been forcefully and effectively addressed. The fear that once hung over Jerusalem has dissipated. The nation is confident that it is well defended, mainly thanks to the vigilance of Prime Minister Netanyahu. Why is Israel having so much trouble re-electing the man responsible for largely solving this problem with terrorism? Israelis know that they live in the most dangerous neighborhood in the world for Jews. Bibi recognizes this too and has built on the success of previous administrations to create a phenomenal military that is respected across the region. The Israeli Defense Force has 170,000 active personnel and more than 500,000 soldiers in reserve. Israel's firepower includes 2,760 combat tanks, more than 6,500 armored fighting vehicles, and 650 self-propelled artillery. Israel's Air Force has around 300 active American-made F-15 and F-16 fighter jets and 16 F-35 Lightning jets, with 50 more on order. Israel's Navy operates 3 advanced Sa'ar 5 corvettes, 8 Sa'ar 4.5 class missile boats, and 6 German-built submarines, some of which are believed to carry Popeye turbo missiles that can deliver conventional and nuclear warheads. This tiny nation possesses the world's most sophisticated, ground-based integrated air defense system. Israel's Iron Dome batteries routinely shoot down short-range missiles fired from Gaza and Lebanon. David Sling can intercept enemy planes, drones, tactical ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and rockets from medium range. Arrow 2 and Arrow 3 enable Israel to intercept enemy missiles fired from long distance. Arrow 3 can destroy an enemy missile above Earth's atmosphere, enabling Israel to neutralize nuclear-armed missiles. Israel's military strength is extraordinary, especially when you consider that the nation is only marginally larger than New Jersey. A lot of expansion, especially the development of air defense system, has occurred in the last 10 years. Why is Israel having so much trouble re-electing a man who has made Israel stronger militarily and therefore more capable of averting large-scale conflict? I don't have the answers to these questions. I suppose there is a combination of factors at play. 10 years is a long time. No doubt some Israelis simply want a change. Perhaps some have forgotten the fear and anxiety induced by regular suicide bombing and want Israel to take a softer approach towards Palestinians.
Culturally, Israel, like Britain and America, has experienced a significant shift to the left. As society becomes more liberal, Benjamin Netanyahu's alliance with the religious parties became unpalatable to more people. Then there are the politicians, especially in the opposition, many of whom believed it is time for Netanyahu to step aside so that they can make a run for the top job.
There's another factor too, and this could be key. Like America and Britain, the State of Israel has a powerful radical left movement. How much influence did radical leftist media have on this election? Nearly all of Israel's main newspapers and news websites have a view of Netanyahu that ranges from apathetic to openly hostile. Like United States President Donald Trump, Bibi is under constant attack. He's regularly called a racist, fascist, and an arch-murderer. He's called a war criminal and is compared to Adolf Hitler. Such epithets are now routinely deployed by mainstream journalists, analysts, and politicians in print, on TV, and on the internet. Why do Jews hate Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu? Asked one opinion columnist in Haaretz. For good reason, for many, many good reasons. But this one is enough. Benjamin Netanyahu is a supremacist. His entire re-election campaign is hatred. There's nothing else left. Actually, most regular Jews do not hate the Prime Minister. Yes, some Jews are ready for a change, perhaps for some of the reasons stated above. Some are concerned about the accusations that have been brought against the Prime Minister, and rightly so. But the Jews with the greatest hatred for the Prime Minister are among Israel's elite and include many within the media. One recent article said a new Netanyahu government would be xenophobic hell. Another called him the Prince of Darkness. A recent article in the Jerusalem Post said the Prime Minister was engaging in despicable demagoguery, disdaining democracy. The reaction to the news that Netanyahu appeared to be struggling was overwhelmingly positive. I'm guessing here, but at least 2/3 of the tweets were elicitations of joy. Many hoped it was a sign of things to come for Donald Trump next year. No one expects the media to write only positive stories full of psychophantic praise for Benjamin Netanyahu. The allegations of corruptions are serious and should be investigated. Facts should be reported. Israelis should be able to learn the full truth and to vote on the basis of the truth. But when it comes to Bibi Netanyahu, the truth and facts are often marginalized or completely ignored, and the radical left falls into a blind, uncontrollable, almost unfathomable rage. It operates almost purely on emotion. Where does this come from? The Bible reveals the answer to this question. The answer revolves around Revelation 12:9 and 10. This passage shows that there is an unseen evil spirit being influencing humanity. He is called the devil and Satan, and he's attacking all mankind, but especially those people who have a history with God, primarily America, Britain, and the state of Israel. God also has a unique and special relationship with Israel. This means Satan has a special hatred for this nation too. This evil spiritual power is influencing the radical left. Benjamin Netanyahu is a man with serious problems, but the radical left is relentlessly waging war against the Prime Minister and leading this country into destruction. Israel has had some extraordinary success over the past 10 years, but the media doesn't want to discuss any of that. It belittles Netanyahu's accomplishments, ignores the complexity of many issues that he has to deal with, and reacts with glee and exaggeration when the opportunity arises to attack him.
And now it's time for the trivial question of the day. Which is the second most populous city in Israel?
Option A, Jerusalem. Option B, Tel Aviv. Option C, Haifa.
We'll find out the answer after a short break. Welcome back to Science Lab. Science are happening because Jesus is coming. Before the break, I asked you the trivial question of the day. Which is the second most populous city in Israel?
Option A, Jerusalem. Option B, Tel Aviv. Option C, Haifa.
And the right answer is option B, Tel Aviv. Iran manufactures rocket 20 miles from Tel Aviv. Terrorist activity continues to threaten the existence of the Jewish state.
Palestinian Islamic Jihad is attempting to set up rocket production capabilities in the West Bank. Israeli Channel 12 television reported on September 25, 2019 that Palestinian Authority security forces arrested 3 Islamic Jihad operatives in the West Bank city of Tulkarem. According to Israeli news agency Mako, the terrorist group was operating under Iranian guidance.
Photographs of the seized prototypes assembled in Tulkarem presented by Channel 12 showed the rocket to be makeshift and unsophisticated. Though crude in nature, the rockets could be improved over time, posing a direct threat to central Israel.
Israel has faced missile threats from Gaza Strip for years now. However, attacks from the West Bank would further complicate an already dangerous situation by threatening the densely populated coastal plain.
Watch Jerusalem. Current events like the Palestinian Islamic Jihad's attempt to manufacture rockets in Tulkarem show just how close Zechariah chapter 14 prophesy is to be being fulfilled.
Israel is the timepiece we should watch out for in these last days. By looking at what's happening in and around Israel, we will know at what time we are in. All these show that we are living in the crucial hour in the last days.
What is foretold in the Bible is happening again in our lifetime. The budding of the fig tree, that is the nation of Israel, shows that we are living in the last days. The Lord Jesus Christ is coming again very soon. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to tune into the Science Lab next time.
Send us photos, videos, news, and YouTube links which are worth sharing, and also send us your feedbacks to our email address sciencelab@angeltv.org. If you have missed any of the episodes, don't worry. You can watch it again and again in our Science Lab YouTube page. But don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos.
Ask your friends and relatives to watch Science Lab so that they will know that we are living in the last days. Remember, signs are happening because Jesus is coming. Maranatha.